Good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are. Good morning to my faithful followers. Shout out to y'all who are here. This is your man always, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube, folks. This is a beautiful day for me. My channel, this channel I started a few years ago. This is not my first channel. I had a channel previously, and some stuff happened, and I think it's still around, but I just hadn't touched it in a long time. But I'm proud to say that I've reached 6,000 followers, subscribers, people that support my content. I reached that. That is, especially, it was just barely, I think, 2 or 3 months when I hit 5,000. It has been on here. I've been on for about 6-7 years now. And it seemed like it took me a long time to get here, and also a lot of, hits and misses, a lot of those things that I feel like I need to work on. But I've been consistent, I've been persistent, and I've been determined to keep this channel going. Even with, I'm not monetized, I'm doing this all myself, I take pride of what I'm doing. I mean, for me, this is a passion. This is something, as gives me, a purpose. As I always mention this about my mother. It was this past June. It's been 6 years since she's been gone, and I really started getting into this after she left because I had really nothing left other than just myself. So I take care of myself. I need something to keep myself and my mind going. I started really diving in more into this, doing content, stuff like that. And also reach out to these ladies and have them on guests and also have subjects. This is my Muscle Talk Monday episode 300. Actually, in truth, it's more than 300 because there's a couple of times I get the numbers wrong. If you can find all my lives, you can count it. It's actually a little more 300. So, I think of maybe it's like 302, maybe 303. It's all depending but this is technically the 300 episode as you see it now. So before I really started this, I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Mr. Big Keith Williams. I reached out to him because he's a busy man, got life, but Keith's been in the hospital for about 2 weeks, and he's going through something really bad. He's going through some issues with the immune system and also possibly attacking his heart. I can tell you from firsthand experiences. I had a heart attack when I was 39 years old. I got a pacemaker. Your heart is something you need to take care of. And, my man Keith, he's been a guest on here. He's been really busy because, his daughter, Kansas, has been starting a softball thing. And also him and his wife got things to get together and business, stuff like that. So Keith's right now in the hospital. I want everybody out there, if you know Keith, you love Keith, support Keith, send your prayers, your best wishes for him and his family. Also to Tina. Tina, she has a lot. She's taking care of their daughter and their son, Kaiten. I mean, it's a lot for a woman, and also take care of her husband. She has to be the leader of the home while her husband's going through what he's going through. So I wish all the best for you, Keith. I mean, if I was there with you, bro, I would be sitting by your side, holding your hand, because I've been through it. I've been through it myself. And it was tough, but you're a strong man. You've been through hair, high water. I remember somebody told me, God don't put no more on us than we can bear, and you can bear this. I say this also: what doesn't break you, you only bend. You will never break. So I'm gonna say a prayer to my brother Big Keith Williams. All right, I'm not a religious person, but I do have faith. I think he's going to turn out real good. So I love you, Keith. And still, keep your hands off my girl. You see me that picture that time, hey, hands on Andrea. I was supposed to forgive it. I was forgiving it, Keith, but every now and then I see it, and it just can't get out of my head. I can't get it here. You got a wife, you got a pretty wife, but you had your hands on my girl, Keith. I'm sorry, brother. I don't want to stress you out. I'm sorry. I apologize for stressing you out. So, folks, we're just gonna have a little fun here. We have some things coming up. We have some big news that's just happening. Some things that really, I think really can blow the. I think it's just mind blowing right now what we're seeing is going on in the sport of bodybuilding, especially in divisions like WPD and women's bodybuilding. As a content maker, this stuff need talked about. But I have some guests here. I hope I have some more later because I appreciate my guests that come through. First off, we have here my young nephew here. We have here, everybody knows Alex. Alex is
Hey,
here.
hey, how's it going? I wouldn't miss it. Wouldn't miss it for this week. Congratulations on reaching
Uh,
this far, George. And I'll give my thoughts to prayer on Keita. I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope he and Tina and everybody will be okay.
I think they're gonna
Yes,
be just gonna,
I can
just
understand.
yeah. So, and also shout out to another guest, Josh from Empire Nation.
What's good, Empire Nation? I'm fresh off the Chicago Pro. It was great, but it's not about me. It's about you. You're the reason why the Empire Nation started, man.
Well,
I'm
thank
watching
you,
you.
brother.
Right.
Brother, you put into work. I just gave you the idea. You put into work.
Yeah.
But we will talk about that in a bit. As you know, the Chicago Pro happened this weekend. I was surprised they had it on Friday. Usually they have it on Saturday. It was kind of because I usually do like my little videos where I talk about the show, but I was so busy working on so many stuff. I had like two back-to-back interviews on Thursday. I interviewed Bronca Djokovic early the week, and I have another interview coming up, some other stuff working, and I just kind of forgot to talk about it. But as you know, this year didn't have women's bodybuilding. We know what's going on with that, but it did have the Masters, but it was only technically, well, first it was only one lady, and then it came to be two. And the one lady was the lovely Mrs.
Pam
Pam
Hess and
Hess. Yeah.
yep, she was in the
And
house.
that was her pro debut. Pam turned pro, I think it was back at I think it was either the Nationals, and I think it was back in 2024, I believe. And
Mhm.
she just made her pro debut. She also is a client of Hella Trevino. She works for Hella, and we were talking on social media. I hope to get her on for an interview. But Pam, she competed in both women's. Well, she competed in pretty much all four of the classes: 40, 45, 50, and 55. Now, and she did get the Masters qualification for the Masters Olympia at 40, and she won the 45. But another lady jumped in because she was going to plan to do women's physique. That is Shay Bachaka. Shay, I've interviewed before. She's a great lady. Shay took a step back from bodybuilding for a bit to do some wrestling. She goes by Tawanda, that's her wrestling name. But Shay made a return, and Shay did the 40, the 55, and 50 class, where she won both those classes. But Pam, I mean, it was congratulations to her winning her first Master Olympic qualification. I know people kind of disappointed didn't have a lot of ladies for that for women's bodybuilding because they was going to have it, but then the last minute they pulled women's bodybuilding from the lineup, and then they added they added women's masters back. Here's Pam,
Mhm.
and this was when she competed at uh, it was the 2024 Team Collegiate, where she got a pro card at. Impressive lady. I hope to have her on for as a guest. Also, again, I want to shout out Shay. And Shay is a lovely lady, mother, grandmother, businesswoman. I mean, she took a break from bodybuilding to focus on her wrestling. And then she made an announcement she was coming back and she was going to do Chicago. And she won both the 45 and 55 and 50 class first place because of her and Pam, so she won both those. And I think she says she's planning on doing Masters World Championships in another, I think it's another 6 weeks, I believe. Yeah. But
Mhm.
here's the lovely Shay. Like Shay's been a guest on my channel. We keep in contact with every now and then. She looked really good. It's a fun picture I saw. I think she told me that one thing she needs to work on maybe her glutes a little bit, bring her condition better. But now she's on track for her next bodybuilding show. Also, uh, this is these two ladies who've been guests on my channel, and I want to speak on them, and that is Brittany uh, Hardiman. As you know, Brittany,
Mhm.
she
Yep.
made her pro debut at Pittsburgh, about a couple of months ago, and then she competed here at Chicago, winning the women's bodybuilding, fitness, figure Olympia qualification. shout out to Brittany. I mean, she's a young competitor. I would say, been in this. She's been in the sport for a good bit, but coming in just turning pro no more than about 3-4 months ago at the
Yeah.
amateurs, and then coming up, then she did Pittsburgh was in that show, and then uh, you know she was from Pittsburgh. She was really good at that show. She was the top 10 at that show, and then turning around and getting her first Olympia qualification. And that is great. I mean, there was a couple ladies in there who were Olympia competitors,
Hmm.
but she beat out a couple of Olympic competitors and some ladies who got strong chance opportunity to qualify for Olympia.
Oh yeah, she definitely looked good.
Yeah,
I was glad to
and
see her in person. So
yeah, you were there. You enjoyed the event.
what? Oh yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. And another young lady who's been a guest on my channel, that's Anna Famina. And Anna, actually, she hasn't been too long a pro. She turned pro, I think about 4 years ago, and she also won her second Olympic qualification, and she's also been to the Arnold. I think she did both the Arnold Classic and the Arnold UK. This is first year for fitness at the Chicago Pro. I would say impressive
Yep.
young lady. I mean, she's coached by the Prioris, Autumn and Oksana. She's also one of her teammates, Kat Blackburn. Kat just placed in the top 10 at this show. She was six, but still, that's a big showing from last time
That's
she competed
impressive
at the
though.
show. Yeah, that's a big showing because she was, I think, next to the bottom, but come all the way from next to the bottom to six. Kat's a impressive young lady herself. So congratulations to both them and to the priorities on their clients. Shout out to Anna. But we all know uh, the big one is most definitely is women's physique, and the winner of that is no doubtly the lovely Mrs. Brooke Lehem. Or you know
All
about Brooke Walker, but her name
right.
is Brooke, yeah, Lehem.
Oh yeah.
Brooke, she's been a multiple-time Olympian. She has been to at least quite a few. She was top three in her last Olympia. She didn't do too well in, I think it was 2022 when she last time she competed. Took some time off and then came back in 2025. Some situations happened that she took a step back from competition, and she didn't go to Olympia that year, but she did go. She's going this year, and I think she has a great look to her, great physique. She follows me on my social media. This is, I think, a big win for her, especially coming in where everybody's talking about Paula possibly taking this show because she won it
Hmm.
last year. But I think from what I heard, Brooke has great aesthetics. I think she's a great physique. She has a great look to her. I mean, here she is hugging another lady who just also got her master living qualification. Shout out to Donna. We'll just talk about
Yep.
her in a minute. But Brooke is a great lady. I mean, she's been in the game for quite some time, and I cannot forget the lovely Mrs. Donna Jones. Donna, she comes in here, as she won the title for Master Olympic qualification back in last year. And she came in as a reigning champion, and now once again she's qualified for her second Masters Olympia. Congratulations to Donna. She got a GoFundMe, so you go to her IG page. You can find a GoFundMe if you want to donate to her, help out for her upcoming shows because we don't know when we're going to have Masters Olympia at this year. Here she is with a friend Alicia. They were at the show. She's a great lady, great person. Also, one of the other competitors, Miss Christina. I think she won in the 55 or 50 plus class in women's physique. And and Donna's just a great person. I mean, I'm a fan of hers. Last week was her birthday, and I celebrated. I made little posts. But congratulations to Donna. All the best in her Masters Olympia qualification.
Yeah, she
So,
definitely look
Jenna,
amazing.
yeah. And there was some other show, but like I said, I don't, it was in Brazil. I don't know our competitors are. There's a controversy about that show, but I'm not going to get into it. We have some comments here. We got a lot of people commenting. Yeah, give me a second, guys. Uh, We got here from this is from Jeff. He says this. He says, "Hey George, is there going to be a Sunday discussion series this Sunday? I might stop by to say hello and give an update on what I'm thinking about doing. I gotta figure it out. I'm just so busy. I hadn't thought about what I'm going to talk about, but I'll put something together. It takes so much. Also, he says this says, thanks, George. I will be back on Sunday with some cool happening on my story. Also, he says this. Give me a second. My computer is tapping in. He says, George, I think you should get a podcast award for the best podcast. I wish I could. It goes to the ones who's big names and bring some money, whatever else. Also, he wants to shout out to my guest. He says, hey, Alex.
Hi, Jeff.
And also, he says,
Hey, how's it
hey,
going?
Joshua. All right. Also, he says this. He says, I told Brooke and Jennifer on your post that I'm single and I need someone like them. Brother, let me tell you this.
Brother.
You're not
Jeff.
talking to them. You're talking to me. And they're not going to listen to you because they don't know you. Stop it. Get some help. When I post something, and I'm just going to talk about this. Guys, when I post pictures, those women are not talking to you. They don't know I post that picture. I don't tag. I can't. I don't think you can tag them. I don't know if even those women have a YouTube. If they have a YouTube, I could tag them. I would, but I don't think they do. So when you talk to the pictures, you're talking to me. I remember when I would do an interview with Sean Nelson. Sean does a lot of the photos, talk and stuff like that. He posts them on his IG, his other platforms. The guys will be talking to those pictures like you're talking to the women. No, you're not talking to them. You're talking to me. So I'm not. No, guys, stop it. When I see that shit, I delete it.
Stop it. That's right.
If you can say hello, so like that, but don't be like talking like they're gonna respond to you. They're not. So stop it, Jeff. Pull yourself down. Plus, Brooke is married. She's not thinking about you. And I don't know what Jennifer's into. She's not thinking about you. So pull yourself into reality. When you see those pictures and those posts, just say they're beautiful, whatever you want to say. But don't talk like they're going to respond to you. They're not. Be in reality. Realize something. When I post that pictures, you're not talking to them. You're talking to me. And I don't go for dudes. It may not be the age, like I say, but I'm down with the ladies. Well, we got here. He says this. He says, I'm sorry for commenting a lot. Don't be sorry. Be careful. That's what I see. Just be careful. Like, careful. How the pimp say, like, don't be sorry, ho. Be careful. Money Mike from Friday after next. Yeah. Also, he says this. He says, George, this is an age limit on those ladies. You're out of the league, brother. Just find somebody that wants you. This is what I tell you, some guys. Find a woman that wants you. Don't be chasing after something that doesn't want you back. That's the problem. I done that when I was younger too. I went after girls that didn't want me back. So I just had to move on. Also, he says this. He says, Alex and Josh and George, I will be joining you maybe next Monday on maybe I have on Sunday series. I'm sorry, I had to have it. Okay, whatever. So, we got finished with these. So we got some major news that dropped, both in women's bodybuilding and WPD. Now, gentlemen, I'm gonna ask you, which one should I go first? Which one do you think?
Go with the total package. Go to total package first. Yeah.
So we go with Anastasia Lenova. As you know, Anastasia just made an announcement. She did an interview with the Female Bodybuilder channel. Shout out to JB and AJ. And they have confirmed that she is stepping away from competitive bodybuilding. And this big news. I mean, as you know, wasn't that long ago. She just did the both the Imperial and the Portugal Pro. She took second at Spain and got fourth at the Portugal. Show she has won twice, and a show she's been in the top two because and now she's moving away. Well, like I said, she's still a young woman. she still has a life ahead of her. She can do whatever she wants. And here she is with her husband. I don't speak his name because I just can't stand the guy. But she's a lovely young lady. I think she has a great physique, great body. She can take the time to grow and develop. If she wants to come back, again, the sport's always here when you're ready. But she has great potential. I've been a fan of her physique. She has great muscle development. She has a great build. I mean, one thing I think she needs to work on is like maybe a little more English, because that really helps you can cross over, especially in the market with bodybuilding. But again, she can do whatever she do with her life. But I know a lot of the fans are going to miss her, but you still have the pictures and videos that she put out over her career. What she knows she's going to be working with her husband, because he's also a coach and a trainer, and mostly work with a lot of Western competitors. But whatever she does, best to her, and congratulations to her new life and a new direction. I know for a lot of the fans, we hate when we see some of these ladies say, they're quitting the sport for every reason, maybe because of personal reasons, physical, reasons. But just, take care of yourself. The sport's always going to be here when you're ready. But all the best to Anastasia in her new path in whatever she's doing in and outside of the sport. Now,
I said bodybuilder can't take a toll on your life, so you're going to have to take a step back and take like a few years off and do something else.
Yeah, it can be a lot for anybody, especially for a woman. It's one thing for men when it gets to sport. Women, it can be really a mental, physical drain, because women are not geared to have that much muscle and size compared to a man does. But even guys have an issue with it. But as you know, we talked about another big news. This is Paula Rana. This is from her interview she did with DeAndre.
I don't know.
Stage.
Let's see what happened. I gave my all. It was really, really, really tough battle. So let's see what happened. We don't know. Let's see.
But you feel good anyways?
Yeah, really, really good.
Great show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, shout out to Paula, and
Shout
she made an
Paula.
announcement this afternoon that she is moving over to WPD. She's going to do Tampa. We're going to see how she's going to do the show. Show's like another 10 days from now.
Oh man, 10 days.
Yeah.
Do women's bodybuilding on Tampa, and he said yes. And we talk with many people, and everyone say that go. So we do it.
So we will give it a try, but of course, qualification is secured for women's physique. So, anyways, Paula will be in Olympia, either women's physique or women's bodybuilding. We don't know yet.
In 2 weeks, Paula is competing in Tampa, but in women's bodybuilding.
Hell yeah.
Well, congratulations to her in her new direction in women's bodybuilding. Personally, I feel like it's not really a division for her. She's still young. She still has that potential to grow as a competitor. As you know, I think she's 27 this year, I believe. And here she is doing some poses. Yeah, 27. So, just about turned 27. Again, even with the practice and the posing, she has a great physique, but again, it's just potential for women's bodybuilding.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Paula Ranta in Chicago. I saw that epic battle between her and Brooke Walker. Man, I was out of my seat the whole time watching that when they went one-on-one. Had that big fight feel to it. So Empire Nation, if you guys hear guys screaming in the background, that'll be me.
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting her at Tampa, and that when she competed. Because we both were Tampa. She was top 3 at that show, but I don't know. I feel like she needs more of that time to stew a bit. Even to bring in the size, because there's people like competing the show like Rania Thompson. If I got her name wrong, Ranya's gonna be there. Also, I saw Alina Opera is gonna be there. I was surprised she was gonna be on there because I thought she might, do the Alina Popa show. But I think the Alina Popa show. I think it's in August. No, trying to remember. Elite
Yeah,
Classic.
somewhere around there.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So she's done that show because she got a qualification for Olympia back in 2024. I don't know. It's be out of your way. But she does have some potential, but still I feel like she sees more that size. She's still young, and it takes your body really start developing that good, muscle density until you get into your closer to your 40s, closer to your 40s, because her body's still young and developing, it's still popping, it's still growing. I think if she takes a year or so off season and just
Yeah.
grow, she can do. And also, where some people pointed out, she's been a top 2 winner. I mean, why go all the way to women's bodybuilding now when you play so well in women's physique?
Mm-hmm. She could potentially win women's physique, but hey, if she wants to go to women's bodybuilding now, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean,
Well, I'm indifferent. I feel like I think after she took that loss to Brooke, it was just something to see how she, just to jump over and see how she does. I don't think she's going to do as well as she thinks she is. Again, there's people like Sherry Pirami's going to be there, Rania, Alita. I saw, Sheila Olick. There's quite a few other names, And this year, I'm hoping we're going to have women's bodybuilding at the Tampa, because last year it was going to be there, and then it switched this out to Anastasia Ryder for what she did by starting the GoFundMe. Shout out also to Kelly Larkin, who works with her with the behind the physique, documentary. She also helped in donation to bring women's bodybuilding back to the Tampa Bay Pro. Have it still, but I wish more people would jump on board and support the women's bodybuilding, because it's the architect division. It was for that division, you wouldn't have all the others. Shout out to my man here. DJ says, Jeff says, Kay is going to be my ring man. I'm sorry, dude. But
man,
yeah, he's a dude. But you have some women who I'm looking at that could do well in WPD if they decide to make that leap. One lady, most definitely, I met when I was at Tampa also, is Dr. Megan Morrison. And Megan, she's been to me for quite some time. She took a personal step back because of some issues, before she made her pro debut. And she was going to be doing figure, but then actually she earned a pro card in figure, but then decided to do WPD. She was going to do wellness, but she switched over to WPD. But she did a post. She posted something. And I think this thing about bodybuilding, the hardship of going through prep, it can really put on a strain on anybody's, their mind, their body, the whole physical aspects of it. But again, if she's determined to really, present herself, again, I respect these ladies, and I may not be a fan of some of them, but I respect their passion. Now, she posted this. I'm gonna pull this up in a bit, where she talked about where she had a little situation, and I can tell you the truth, I've been through it for myself. She had a little setback. She had like a panic attack, and it's tough. You just don't know what your mind's doing, what your body's doing. And she posted, says, "I had a panic attack during training," and it goes through this as she explains it. It says this, back to, and you see her butt. She says, I was uncontrollably crying, couldn't catch my breath, and was shaking. I haven't had a panic attack in years. And this wasn't because of sessions itself or even because of the day. It was uncommunicated time of pressure, unprocessed emotions, expectations, and constantly telling myself to just keep pushing. He says, my mind reached its limit, and this is the reality of competitive bodybuilding. We push through it all because it is what is required: hunger, fatigue, stress, self doubt, pain. But many of us also push through our emotions until we can't anymore. And this is why mental health deserves the same attention as physical progression. Prep is the chronic stressor to the body and mind. Yes, it's a stressor that we choose, but we place our bodies under this load. Food restrictions, high output, intense training, pressure to perform, often declining recovery, sleep, life outside of prep. It's not just one stressor that breaks you. It's a community. It's a bunch of them. My country tongue sometimes can't use all these words. It's pushing harder is not always the answer. We all say we will do whatever it takes, and I will do what it takes to get to the Olympia again and achieve my goal. But I'm now realizing that sometimes the strongest thing we can do is to acknowledge what we are carrying before it carries us. And also says this: what am I doing for the rest of the season? I'm making my mental health just as much as a priority as my physical. I'm creating space to process my thoughts and emotions. I'm starting journaling again. I'm talking through things with people I trust and value. I'm giving myself permission to actually feel that I'm feeling instead of suppressing my emotions.
Oh wow.
I'm looking, say what I'm doing for the rest of the season. I'm looking deep in my inner circle. You have to surround yourself with people who make you feel loved, supported, appreciated, and feel safe. Enough to be honest with. The people who encourage you to keep going, but remind you it's okay to ask for help. The people who remind you who you are outside of bodybuilding. I'm setting boundaries. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Not every opinion deserves space in your mind. Not every situation requires your involvement. Not everything needs a reaction. Learn to pause before you respond. Protect your peace and energy. I'm
Wow, that's
letting,
deep.
yeah, I'm letting go of expectations. Do I plan to win? Yes. Do I believe I belong back on the Olympia stage? Also, yes. But I'm detaching myself from the outcome. My job as a professional bodybuilder is to show up at my best prepared and leave not, knowing I controlled everything I could. The rest is out of my control. Aligning all of my actions with my goals. Your time and energy in prep are limited, spending them wisely. For me, this looks like choosing to train in a gym that fuels my focus, knowing when to shut off work for the day, saying to no to things that don't align with my goals. Um, I'm choosing to be more intentional with where and with whom I'm investing my energy and attention, not losing myself to the stage. Bodybuilding should add to you, should not consume your identity. Prioritize what and who matters. Communicate when you are struggling. Make time to process your thoughts and emotions. The stage is important, but the athlete stepping on it even more important. And this is the last one. My panic attack wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a personal reminder that even the strongest people have limits. The goal is to become a better athlete, not lose yourself going trying to become one. And that's really deep. I mean, she really
Hmm.
just
That's
you
must
know
read too.
yeah, yeah. And she won her first Olympic qualification in Atlanta. I met her at Tampa. She and her husband, impressive lady. But the debate is she another one who should probably move up to women's bodybuilding? she's really, she's a tall woman. And it takes a lot of time to fill out, we're that tall, you know. But you know, because someday we see her make that move.
Maybe one day, but maybe not now. Then that
Likewise.
5'8", yeah. It's gonna take like a year off or something. Then she'll be
Yeah.
able to compete in WBB.
Yeah, I think she should take the time off and maybe she'll make that adjustment. But like I said, she's still a young woman. She still has a lot of time. She is with her husband. They've been together for a good bit. And it's good that you have somebody like him in a corner. I think he also did a little bodybuilding himself. They live in Greensville, South Carolina, which is a little way from where I live at here in Roland. But appreciate, she really, this is one thing we talk about. Mental health is very important. Yo, we got my man here, Kale the Wonder. He just popped in.
Hey, what's
How's
up,
it going?
fellas?
How you doing?
Hey. So yeah. As you know, Kale just did an interview last night with the lovely Miss Amy King. Amy is a amateur competitor. She competed at the Triple O Dynasty earlier this month. And she's nationally qualified. We hope we get to see her maybe possibly in the future shoot for a pro qualification.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want
So
me to say something?
you can say what you want to say. You're a guest.
No, I didn't have nothing to say. I just heard the quietness.
Okay. Anybody got something to say? Appreciate it. But you know what? I'm gonna, since I got y'all guys here, this is. I mean, like I said, I've been thinking about going to a show. And I was gonna make this announcement. Later. I think once while I was looking at the clock on my followers, I said when I hit 6,000, I want to make the announcement. Now, I've already made my reservation to the motel. I got to check also one more thing because I got to make a reservation for travel. I'm not going by plane because it's too expensive. Like I said, man, I'm not a rich man. I try to pull my dollars. But I'm going to two shows, and both these shows in the same place. I'm going to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to both the North Americans and the Master World Championships.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yes,
I think you're gonna say
yes.
Tampa Pro again.
No, I've been to Tampa. I might go another time, but I been to the last couple of shows I've been to was down south. Been to Tampa, been
Okay.
to Savannah. I want to go to someplace else. I've never been up north.
Okay.
The farthest ever been up north for me was Virginia. Me and my sisters and a couple of my nieces and nephews went up there for a little family vacation, and I've never been anything past that. And Pittsburgh, there's a lot of bodybuilding there. I mean, you have shows like Pittsburgh Pro. Just this weekend, we just had the wrap for the Team Collegiate, which is the Masters Nationals. Shout out to some ladies who get their pro card at that show. And I was thinking at one point, I was thinking about going to Atlanta because my oldest niece stays in Atlanta, and I could stay with her, at her house. I don't have to pay the cost of a motel, and I can just, get an Uber to the show. But then I say, you know what? Let me go someplace else. Like I've never been before. I've never been, I've been to Georgia a couple of times, and I've been to Florida a couple of times, but I've never been to Pittsburgh. And it's someplace different. It's, like I said, I really want the opportunity to not just be a content maker by these ladies, but also get to meet them, talk to them. I know I have ladies ask me, say, George, we come to this show. I said, well, we should come. Like I said, I gotta stretch my dollars. Like I said, it's always ending up for me. I just got some groceries and I'm about broke, and it's an experience. Like anybody been to
It's somewhere
Pittsburgh?
different.
Yeah, anybody been to Pittsburgh?
No, not this guy.
But you, Alex, have been to Pittsburgh?
No, I'm actually still planning on going to Tampa. It's like a tradition for me.
Make it like a year.
I'm
trying
it's the
to make.
closest thing near my state. I mean, that's the only contest I could able afford to go to since it's that close to where I live. So
Yeah.
I'll give you a shout out to anyone there. I can do that for you. Like
I
did with,
appreciate that, son. I appreciate that. I
like I
appreciate
did with
that.
Ashley.
Like,
Yep. With
I
Ashley,
really, I really thank you for giving me a shout out with Ashley Jones. Ashley's a sweet
sure.
lady. But you know what? For me, it's just the opportunity. Like I said, I don't do much of anything. I'm home most of the time, other than maybe going to, go, go do my shopping. Well, or going to my doctor's appointment, or this weekend I went to the laundromat. I don't really leave the house too often. The plan
I
is that,
understand.
yeah, one of my older sisters, she stays in Fayetteville. Fayetteville is, is a good ways from where I stay at. And I was looking researching. There's a train station in Raleigh. It's called Union Station. And I was looking at the list. They have, where the schedule for a train ride. Now they had two. One was like early in the morning. One's like late in the evening. I rather get the morning train because I can. It takes me at least a good day to get there. And like I said, women's bodybuilding physique don't start till I looked at the list. It usually starts around about Friday. So I get there by Thursday, chill out, and then I go to the show because I know a couple ladies who are trying to get a pro card at North Americans. One lady most definitely is the lovely Mary Damon, aka Miss Beefy. She's going to get her pro card. Another lady I interviewed, Casey Majunkin, she's going to get a pro card. And there's some ladies who's going to also compete at the Masters USA. Was going to be the Masters World Championships was going to be on that Sunday, and I stay for till Monday and probably leave that Tuesday because I want to at least show myself while I'm there. I mean, like again, I don't get a chance to travel out there. And go someplace different. It's just really cool.
That's awesome. That'd be a good experience for you.
Yeah. Well, if y'all had a chance, what show, if you could go to a show, which one you would love to go to if you can go to it?
Oh, the WrestleMania of bodybuilding, the Olympia. What about you guys?
I don't have no thoughts on it.
Been
Oh,
there,
don't.
done that. Taking time off from that experience.
I know Olympia's a
Yo,
lot.
did you go to the Chicago Pro, Joshua?
Oh yeah, I did go to the Chicago Pro. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Alex Blankenship was there. Who else? Pam Hess was there. Marika Jones was there. Man, everybody was there. Jessica
OG
Belt
got to
was
meet him.
there. No,
You
I
any
didn't
pictures?
talk to him. I didn't
Yeah, talk
bother
to
them.
them?
No, I didn't want
You
to
did.
bother them. Yeah,
It
because
never
they were
hurts.
like
It never hurts to say hello because that's all you. All they
yeah.
do say hello, how you doing? I know I did it before. I remember I did that one time when I was at a show. I said I didn't want to bother them, but then after a while, I said, you know what? It doesn't hurt to say hello. How you doing? My name is what's your face? What's your face?
And
Some
I finally
ladies,
gained the courage and said, hi to Paula Ranta. I was like, hey, why not?
I remember I ran into Paula in Tampa. I had talked to her a little bit. Her English is a little bit, but she still has potential. As you know, she's going to be doing Tampa again. How she's going to place that show, it's up to you. But also, I'm planning on going to another show. It's called the Queen of the City. It's going to be in Charlotte, and I'm hoping I have some funds left over afterwards. I have some people who say they might be wanting to help donate to my shows, or where I go to my shows. I appreciate those people reaching out and offering some donations. That can help with the cost because I can rent a car, and I can drive down there to Charlotte. It's only about 2 hours away from stay for a couple of days. I come back, but I want to get myself out there more if I can. Again, it's a stretch when you don't have a continuous form of income. I get my check once a month. By the time I pay my bills, get this, that, groceries, and you just got maybe enough left over just to keep you going till the end of the month. And then by the time the end of the month, you are broke.
At least you
Trust
got
me, gas
something.
prices ain't helping.
Yeah. What's it, Kale?
I said at least you got something. People don't got nothing.
Oh,
So
yeah, true.
Yeah, I know it because my family struggled. It was tough. My mother and my father worked sharecropping. Some of us had to work. When I was in my younger age, I was pulling out 2 jobs. Even 2 jobs, it's like wasn't enough. You couldn't even live on their own. I couldn't live on my own with what I was making, so I lived with my mom. And help out with the bills and buy groceries and stuff like that. Yeah, that was convenient, But just it's tough out. It's tough out here for anybody. The struggle,
Oh yeah, stuff out
Uh,
here.
yeah, and it should be a little better. But again, it seems like once you get on top, and you seem like something could knock you down. Like you're how one guy said, you're one step away from being homeless if you have a bad day.
You always say
Yeah.
that slogan. Stop. My bad.
What?
No, I said I always heard that slogan. Oh, you one step away being homeless. I've heard that before.
Yeah, yeah, because it's this country should be helping the people that keep it going. Everybody who pays taxes, who works, but it's always going to go to the people who have not the have-nots. People who can afford to live high on the hog. The rest of us are struggling out here. But anyway, back to the subject of bodybuilding. Like the Chicago show was a pretty good show. Like you were there, Josh. What's it like for your experience there?
Oh man, for my first bodybuilding show, the experience was awesome. Going to the booths and stuff, seeing what was good. I got like a free energy drink and watching the ladies take the stage. I mean, grace the stage with their elegance and aura. It was awesome.
Where's the highlight for you?
Oh, that one-on-one matchup with Paula Renta and Brooke Walker with her epic comeback. That was the highlight. But overall, the whole show, good vibes. Everybody was friendly. Met the man himself, Tim Gardner, shook his hand. Yep, it was great.
We had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Gardner when I was at Tampa last year. He's a pretty good dude. Some things I'm not too, about his stance, especially when it comes to, But
again, the downfall of the show, the downfall of the show was there was no women's bodybuilding. But hey, it was still a good show.
Well, you had the Masters, but you only had two competitors.
Yeah, there was the Masters though.
Yeah, we're hoping maybe next year things change. It's all up. One thing again, it's all up to maybe get some promoters support that division. But there's some amazing women at this show. One lady I've been in contact with, her name is Melissa, and Melissa is from South Africa, and she is just made her bodybuilding debut. I think she has great potential. I've actually been talking with her, and we might possibly see her do another show, and it might be I think she mentioned she might do Tampa. She's one of the handful of women from South Africa. There's Tiana Flex and a couple others, but I think she was I forget how she places the show. She turned pro about a couple years ago, but she has a great physique. She has a lot of potential to maybe do well in this division, depending on what show she gets on. Great look to her. I mean, again, I look at this. This is what women's physique should be. Not so much looking like women's bodybuilding, but still have the overall great look and conditioning. She really has that.
Who else stood out? Jennifer Dees. Man, she looked phenomenal. She's another that has that status of women's physique.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, Jennifer, this was her pro debut also. I believe she turned pro about a couple of years ago. I think she turned pro at the Universe. And for her pro debut, she was in the top 3. That's pretty good. I mean, she was right behind Paula, and she has that potential, maybe the right show, great conditioning from the back, good width, maybe the waist should be a little bit smaller, but she has a good look.
I guarantee if her waist was smaller, she would have got like second or something.
Yeah. She could possibly push out to Paula, but I've been following her for a good bit. And here she is.
I have a special delivery from Gasp, and I'm so excited. I thank Michael and Hannah for putting this together for us, and we're gonna unbox it together and see what's inside.
Don't cut yourself.
Okay. We have a couple of hats. A sweater, custom made with our J3U logo.
Well, that's dope.
A shirt, custom made for me. A custom shirt for Coach, of course. And his t-shirt, custom made. My sweatshirt, custom made in the back.
They hooked it up.
Perfect. And my t-shirt, perfectly custom made. Thank you so much. And then last but not least, we have custom sweats, all geared out.
Oh,
for
shit,
the
I
both
have
of
a picture.
us. So these are so amazing. Thank you so much again to the Gas family, to Michael, and to Hannah. This is amazing. I appreciate you guys so, so much.
Well, congratulations to Jennifer. You know, I don't know what show she might do Texas or possibly Atlanta because
I
conditions
say
be pretty
do I
good.
say do ATL.
Yeah, her shape and conditions be pretty good. She can place well. Could she have future in women's bodybuilding? I think so, maybe. It's about the time process as you grow and develop as a competitor.
Should have had a shirt say, "Can't fuck with these."
uh, I don't know. Some people, maybe some people don't get it. But, yeah, but guys, I really, for me, doing this content is a lot of fun, and also it gives me a purpose again. I mean, reaching out, doing interviews, talking about these ladies. I mean, try to be
I have a
consistent
question
as
for you,
often as
sir.
I can. All right, thank you, and get people meet people like Alex and David and so many others. And
What was your
again,
most memorable moment?
most memorable moment.
Yeah, like podcasts or meeting somebody or
Has to
anything.
be this one. Has to be this one. Meeting
Okay,
David
got
Lee
you.
Roth.
Ooh, I knew you were gonna say that one.
Had to be this one. I would never met this man in my life if I didn't go to Tampa to help out Eunice. I would have never met him. I just saw a documentary about Sammy Haggart. He used to be the lead singer for Van Halen. And there was a story where David sent people to put out signs saying like, "We want David," and after a while they stopped doing it because Sammy's that good. But David was a good artist. I mean, entertaining. He was a nice guy. He talked about his experience in bodybuilding, his friendship with Kay Baxter. I would never get to meet this man if I didn't go to Tampa last year. And get to meet Alex and get to meet David and Eunice and several other people that I've done interviews with and done content on. I mean, for me, that's one of the highlights. But you know what my dream is? My dream to come true. I got it. If I can meet Andrea. I know. I saw her compete. No, she didn't compete. I saw her do guest posing in Savannah 2022. She was amazing. But to talk with her, just to hold her hand, and tell her how much I love what she does for this sport. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I would act if I get to meet her in person. Maybe she might hang out at the North Americans or the at the World Championships. I mean, I might get to meet her. If not, it'd be a great opportunity to meet some of the ladies and people that I've done interviews with and done content on, and just to talk to them and to get their thoughts and to get myself out there. This is what it's about, to get myself out there. This is something, again, is my passion. And I'm going to address somebody who I reached out to about an interview. Hey, we can't afford to pay y'all ladies. We would love to if we could, but this is for us. This is not like a real job. We're not making money off of this. If this is really where I can make some living off of, yeah, I would love to pay your competitors to come on because I know you can use the money for your prep. But again, this is about conversation and talking and maybe getting people to understand who you are. What got you started in this sport? What got you involved in this? This is something, it's a very free sport if you look at it. Not enough press about it, not enough talk about it, and always people going to make assumptions because you're building muscle and using steroids. But hey, there's more steroid use in more mainstream sports. But bodybuilders always suggest pink eye because it's so extreme. So, gentlemen, this is that much to talk about. I mean, if you got anything y'all want to talk about,
I actually have
Nah.
something. Actually, there is one more competitor who is actually coming back to Tampa, and I believe she was there last year coaching Keisha Oliver, but this time she's competing back on stage after her Rachel Daniels.
Oh yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah,
real
she's
Lois
coming
Lane.
back. Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
she's back on stage in Tampa. She confirmed it.
Yes. And also, he confirmed something else. Rachel Daniels is a coach and trainer, and she also made an announcement too. So, and this is something big, especially for WPD. It's just some good news they can use, especially with bodybuilding is now a very lucrative sport. But any little shitstorm helps out. And here she is, and she makes this nice announcement.
What's up, boys and girls? The real Lois Lane here, and I'm gonna get right to it. I know a lot of you guys missed me at the Olympia last year and are wondering, when is she gonna get back on stage again? Well, I'm here to let you know I will be competing in the prestigious Tim Garner Productions Tampa Pro in my hometown in just a couple weeks. Tim Garner Productions always runs extremely good shows, well organized, great group of people, workers, and the audience is always on fire. Now I have an even bigger announcement that I'm even more excited to tell you guys about. Women's physique needs a lot more attention, and you guys know that I love posing and making art to represent the division. So I really wanted the girls to have an opportunity to fight for their posing and be rewarded for it at the Tampa Pro. After a long search far and wide, I am very happy to announce that we have secured a sponsor for the Women's Physique Division Best Poser Award for $1,500 at this year's Tampa Pro, thanks to our friends at Iron Rose Fitness in Sarasota, Florida. Iron Rose Fitness is an amazing new gym that has opened up with the owners Scott and Laura Freese. Scott and Laura created Iron Rose Fitness to bring a community of bodybuilders together and give them a safe place and a home. The gym is also open to athletes of all levels, coaches, posers, and people who just want to take their fitness seriously and have a great group of people around them while they do it. Scott and Laura partnered with my dear best friends who I consider family and long-term clients, Parker and Nikki Reed from Sarasota, Florida, in order to extend the locations all the way down to Cape Coral as well as Tampa Bay, Florida. I've dropped the address and the website to Iron Rose Fitness so you guys can go check it out. Again, thank you so much to Iron Rose Fitness and for Tim Garner Productions for helping me put this together so that we can give you ladies the opportunity to be rewarded for your hard work on your posing and to bring more positive attention to the women's physique division in our sport. Finally, for all you ladies competing in the 2026 Tampa Pro Women's Physique Division, I hope you bring your posing and I hope you've practiced, because when I get on that stage, you know I'm gonna bring the fire. Respectfully, there will be no mercy. See you guys in a couple weeks at Tampa Pro.
Well, this is a big thing for her.
That's what I'm talking about.
She went through some issues. She had to step away after she last competed. She got the Ultimate Classic. I got to meet Rachel when here. Just whoa! Look at the quads. Now, she's a great poser. She has a great look to her. Potential her winning the show, I most likely she wins because we don't have Zama this year. Paula is doing women's bodybuilding, and I don't I can't think of anybody else who could probably get past. And she looks really good from some of the pictures she's posted. Really put up great condition, great shape. We just can't wait to see what she's going to bring. I mean, I'm most definitely going to check the show out. We have here
I'm
a
looking
guest.
forward to it.
Yeah, we have guests just pop in. We have my man here. Shout out to Jeff. He's here.
Hey, George, read the comment for KL that I just said.
He left your comment, KL. Give me a second.
I want to
He
get a
said,
facts of this.
Oh boy.
yeah, he says this. He says to KL, he says, K is going to be my ring man. And also he says, go Yankees.
We both are Yankee fans, George. I'm actually in New Jersey right now. I don't understand my town, but my parents were there. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, George, I don't know. I'm sorry for talking about the ladies, but I believe if hey, George, I believe if you go to YouTube, like you can watch like different bodybuilding shows. Like when I go back to North Carolina, which will be tomorrow, I'm gonna try to be watching like a lot of like muscle and fitness stuff, so then I could try to become a next bodybuilder.
What? Do what you do,
Gonna
brother.
be a bodybuilder. What division would be in?
What division should I be in? Mister who has all the ladies on the profile?
What? I
don't know. It's up to you.
I think, brother, you need to really sit down and think about what you're going to get to in this sport. And looking at YouTube videos is not enough. It's best to talk to people. If you can talk to somebody if you have a gym, somebody who's a competitor, can tell you what you need to do, what you need to work on. It's not going to come from the videos. It has to come firsthand. Also, to go to the shows, check it out. See what it's about.
Yes. Are there any shows in North Carolina that maybe I could be broadcasting from? Does North Carolina have any big pro shows coming up?
Well, there's a show coming up in Charlotte. It's going to be October. It's the Queen of the City, which is a figure masters and Olympic qualification for next year. I might be going there. So, if you're there, I might get to see you.
I think Greensboro has a show, if I'm correct.
It must be one of those. It might be a regional show. So,
Yeah. Hey, Kay, let's go to a regional show. He's in New York. He was with Yankee. He's with Yankee for Team USA. Just like George's favorite Ashley. Sorry for mentioning her name.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you.
I don't know.
Don't take that boy to River Road. You're gonna have him go. You can have him. He'd be like the Jersey song. He'd be feeling.
I'm on vacation having fun, guys. I was supposed to be leaving on Wednesday, but I'm gonna be going back tomorrow. I've been in Jersey, so I could be with my dad and my niece on their birthdays. So I'll be coming back tomorrow to North Carolina. So I will try to catch George's interview this week. I know that KL has an interview, a lot of interviews coming up, which I may try to sneak in on. I may try to join the stream, KL, because we both are Yankee fans.
I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link.
Yeah, George, maybe you should drop a link. Maybe you should drop a link also.
Just for you, I'm gonna drop the link. You just gotta know what to say. Ask some good questions. That's all. Just don't embarrass me.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't do all the time when I do on KL. I don't do team interviews. It's solo, me and the competitor.
Yeah, so I was just gonna. I'll let you guys get going.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, it's just fun. It's just fun. It's gonna be it's just just like Alex likes to draw. I love to draw. So maybe we got like a women's bodybuilding art contest.
That sounds something good.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will catch you guys on Sunday with the big announcement, KL, and maybe about Team USA with the World Cup. Because I saw a lady named Shakira and Madonna. I would have seen George if he was in North Carolina. But I did find out something interesting at the World Cup. I believe it's 2030 or 2032. One World Cup game will be in North Carolina, and I'll be attending it.
Which World Cup?
The women's, I think.
Oh. Yeah, so
I'll be attending. I'll actually be a woven reporter.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kay, for the link. If you can send me that. Okay, guys. Well, be safe. Go Batman. Batman for president.
All right. I'll vote for him. For the shit we got right now.
Yeah.
But thank you, Jeff, for coming through, brother. I appreciate you. So folks. Again, I really appreciate y'all. Wait, I got somebody. I might have a message. Somebody might send something. I don't know. Let me check real quick. But I really truly appreciate y'all for supporting my content and what I'm doing on here. Let's see. We got some news here. Nothing. Okay. But yeah, thought it was something important. But um, but again, doing this for as long as I've done, try and be consistent, try and be uh informative and also entertaining. It's a lot. If you get to this, understand that it's not going to be all sunshine and roses like Rocky Balboa was saying. And it takes a lot of work, dedication, and understanding. You know, and I tell you what, if any of y'all who knows, secrets of how to be a good podcaster, hey, share it with us. We really appreciate it. Maybe we got man Alex to do something. Josh just with his bodybuilding show. Maybe he'll do something. KO, he's busy. He's doing something. Shout out to our man David. He gave me a shout out. He was going to try to make it, but things happen. But that's that's okay, David. I appreciate you, brother. Also, shout out to my man Jeremy, who gave me a shout out also. Eunice, Bev, Nicole, some of the other ladies who follow my channel and my content, who support me. I genuinely appreciate y'all supporting y'all friendship. It sounds like I'm like, when it's like a retired baseball player, or you remember Lou Garrett when he retired. This is the greatest day.
Oh man, I have nobody else to talk about it with except for you. So that's really
that's good. I'm glad we got a platform. I also got shout out to people that have been here, guys like Rocky Hamilton, Balls Deep, Lawrence Perkins, Black Panther, Brown Baldy, who come in here, and guys like Ken who support my content. Even people like the Tag Kuwait hosts who sit into my lives. Last week we had Christina Sutton came through. So many other ladies who's been guests on here, and I can't forget my man Big Keith and his lovely wife Tina.
yeah.
They're going through something right now, Keith. I hope you do better, brother. I might send you a text later and check up how you're doing, and just show my love, my support, man. You really gave me some knowledge the times you are on here. I really appreciate that. But again, folks, I'm not gonna hold y'all much too longer. Again, I appreciate y'all. As you know, I'm going to go. If KL missed this, I made my confirmation that I am going to Pittsburgh, and that is a great opportunity for me to go someplace different and to go check out the North Americans and also check out the Masters World Championships. And I'm just so happy. But again, I like to thank my brothers here for coming through and supporting me. You guys got anything to say you want to share?
Well, the Chicago, the Chicago Pro. It was really fun. Had a great experience. And I had one lady join the Empire Nation. She started following me. She was at the show, and that's all I got.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
No, I don't really got much to say. I mean, just continue doing what you're doing. That's all.
I like to say I'm glad to be part of this podcast, George. You inspired me to learn more like what's like to be in the life of a but a point of view from a fan, and what the history behind it, to understand what it trues to be a fan, and be respectful and all that, and hope it'll inspire me to continue to show my support.
Well, thank you, son. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. We got here my man Jeff. He says, guys, like and subscribe to the channels. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
So I gotta go, man. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you around.
See ya.
Also, we got one more for Jeff. He says, we need peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, happiness. I remember this comedian said, like, we need love, peace, hair grease, and sticky bed sheets. It's a classic. So, folks, again, I am going to Pittsburgh. Also, I'm hoping after things, if things go right, I'm also going to Charlotte. I'm going to at least 3 shows within this year, and I like to thank y'all. Shout out to my man. One more from my man Jeff. He says, "I'm glad to be part of this too. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for coming through." So, folks, um, as you know, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for Sunday. Maybe I might just take a break because I'm running out of ideas. Just something. If y'all know anything you want me to talk about for the roundtable discussion on Sunday, which is going to be the 26th. Also, there's a show coming up this weekend. It's a pro qualifier. That is the USA. It's a couple ladies who I've interviewed are going to do that show. Shout out to Lizzie and Haley. They're going to hoping to get their pro cards. Also, another lady, Delilah Banks. She's a bad rap sponsored athlete, a bikini competitor. She's also looking for get a pro card there. If you want to check out the show, go check it out. Support these men and women in the sport of bodybuilding. Reach out and genuine interest. Don't be a weird guy. Be respectful, and also just be good. Okay. Anyway, folks, it's your man on Rachel's page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't subscribe. Good night, good luck, and thank y'all, my 6,000 followers, subscribers, and supporters. I really appreciate y'all.